Welcome back, my most ethical light and love crew, angels of love and light, to do your wonderful, wonderful things. Also to my divine panel. Oh, we didn't do a hair check. Excuse me. This thing is writing up. Hi, oh silver. What? Anyway, hello, my cream crew. Good to see you here. I decided, just leave it, okay? Just leave it, okay? Are you ready to surrender? Now, I want to tell you that shortly after the last reading about like picking when I get to forgive, I realized shortly after, like literally when I shut down the reading, I was like, hey, wait a minute. I get to, like, time is this man-created thing, and so life is beyond that measure. So I figured, well, karma, you know, has things figured out, you know, like on a whim, in a snatch, they got it. So, like, why you gotta worry about, like, micromanaging how karma works? If you free yourself, Tina, like, if you're just thinking about yourself, your takeaway, which is what we've been focusing on here, in the element of forgiving, rather than, like, oh, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it from me. Like, take away the ego and all of that. I mean, because it's only a fraction of that, but, and there's fact tied into that matter. It's more of like, no, I'm focusing on my takeaway, what, like, not what they're thinking after I leave, what, like, how I am after I leave. That's it. And so, gosh, this blanket of hair is really, oof, it's making things hot. But, you know, like, just free yourself from it. In every timeline, every tangent, Tina, free yourself from it. So you don't have to think back on it. You don't have to, like, go back on, like, okay, did they, you know, there's no follow-up. It's done. And so the sooner that I'm out of it, karma catches up. Like, this is tag team now, you know, passing the torch. Here you go, karma. There you go. I'm on an extended water break. You know, just to rehydrate, replenish myself. And I'm not gonna think too much of it because, again, this is a period where I have to unlearn some things that have happened before, so that I'm on a new kind of wavelength. I have to catch a new wave. That's what I gotta do. That's what I gotta do. Anyway, on the right side, or on the left side, I have I usually start with the right side, but excuse me, since I have to catch a wave, recipient side, left is 3 of Cups in reverse. And saying goodbye to old shits and giggles. Actually, I think it's old shit. Oh no, old yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. The wonderful thing about this, I just noticed this. I've had these cards like for a while now, and I've used them. I've received these 2 cards, but probably I don't think back to back enough to see this change up. This is great because 6 of Cups is here. Like it's catching a new wave produces double time feedback. Upright. That's crazy. That's crazy. So then, like, instead of like catching the foam, catching like the, you know, of what's like already over and done, expired, I'm catching a new wave, which is like twice as big as what it was, you know, what it was on its like heyday. And I didn't even notice. This is why I'm saying, like, oh my god, there's 3 portals here down below. Like, this is hello, Felicia. But then, you know what I mean? This is like, wake up, Felicia. This is so good. This is so good. That's the kin energy. What's this song? It's by the Beach Boys. I think it's Catch a Wave or something. Sitting on Top of the World. Something like that. Do, 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 do. I haven't heard it in a long time. Bottom of the deck is 9 of Swords in reverse. Don't stress. Don't stress about this. So, as far as surrendering, like, the more I let go of it, the greater the opportunity that I have for success in any realm. You know? Just why not do that? I'm good with that. You know? Let me tell you something. I forced myself to wear this skirt. I've had it for a long time because it feels good and I like the prints. And there's history behind it. Let me tell you. But first, let me get the top of the deck because I don't know what's on it. 5 of Wands. Instead of seeing this as conflict, I'm seeing this more as like competition. You have to realize the greater you get, the more improvements and enhancements or simplifications in order to be like at your best. There's going to be competitors, and that's not like, oh, that's karma, or oh, that's a bad thing. This is like, oh, it's not to say like we're all the same. It's just like within a league. Mm-hmm. And sometimes there's leagues that are competing with one another. So this is nothing to take personal in this realm, like on this wave, particularly with a 6 of Cups. I'm treating it as though like we're all, you know, living separate facets of this oneness, right? That we're supposed to be taught in practically all religions. And so, you know, why can't I just live up my oneness, right? And see how other people live up their oneness, and why not just do that? Why can't I just be friends, friends with the world? And so this means that number 1, on the recipient side, I have to be selective. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Okay, so there's a highlight of skirts in here. So then I feel like maybe as far as competition is involved, it's weird. It's like women have huge egos too, to the point where it's like, if anything seems to make them doubt their femininity, then they take on this like masculine role that it's like almost like a pissing contest, but like in a communal effort too. So it's done differently from how males do it. It's like I don't know. It's so weird. It's I would say more devious. Yeah. And so you know, I don't know really what to say about that. Like, let people live their own facets of lives, and they're gonna reap whatever it is that's due for them. You know what I mean? Like, I have no opinion on that. That's just fact. And on this new wave, it's just better that I focus on my own wave. You know, and you know, in very congested areas of surf, there are competitors that will jump in on the wave that is for you, that you're like starting on. They'll just jump right in front of you. You know, they'll just and like, how are you not supposed to take it offensive if it clips your board? or if it endangers you, you know what I mean? Or other people. And so things move quickly like that. And it's not to say that conflict will not arise, like disputes, but those can be handled. Like, some people just know that they're in the wrong. They're just, so as far as kinship with the world, it's like, just because you're friends with someone doesn't mean like you give them the complete say in everything. You know what I mean? You're gonna let them walk all over you. So there's logic in all of this. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this skirt. It's just minor history. It's not like, oh, I wore it to prom or anything. No, this is, I don't know how this will tie into it, but into this reading. But I went. It's all wrinkled right now. And I remember I was shopping with my older sister, and I must have been tagging along or something. And this was like one of the higher priced items. And it probably wasn't really that much, but back in the day, it was a lot for our age. And so we decided we were going to split it. But then we were trying to figure out, like, micromanage who gets to wear it when and who gets to wear it first. And it was such a big dispute that my sister was like, never mind, forget it. I'll just get it. And then and I was like, no, it's okay. We'll split it. And I just didn't know where we're going with that. But I didn't like to see her upset over something, especially like ruin the experience. And at that time, I don't think it was, and even like looking back on it now, I don't think it was gaslighting. It was just more like, if we both like it, then what's the problem, you know? And so I was just, I don't know, I haven't worn it up until now. And I think way back, we were both teenagers. So when I wore, anytime I tried it on, including now, or including the first day that we got it, like when it was in pristine condition, I always thought I was like too fat for it. Like, I was skinny. I was super skinny. Super, super skinny. So, but like that pouch thing right there, let me see, am I going to show you? Like I said, it's wrinkled. So I'm wearing regular underwear. You can see right through it. But anyway, like see, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even anything. I'm not even sucking in. And I'm like, oh, I got, you know, it has to be flat. It has to be perfect. And so I decided that I was gonna wear it finally. I was just gonna wear it, and it's gonna be a-okay. And even if it's wrinkled, I'm gonna make a point and just wear it, because all of that like noise of like who gets to wear it first, and then how often do I get to borrow it, and you know, whose is it really, and all of that stuff. It doesn't even really matter, except for giving it like a learning experience, you know, a teaching experience for the moment of like observing, you know, how you know, how somebody that means something to you, even like on a kid level, what that means, you know, how I digested that. And then and like today, like, gosh, over 20 years later, seriously, this wasn't when I was like 20 something. This was when I was like, I don't know, 16 or 17. Holy smokes. So what is that? Maybe even a tiny bit younger. 15 at the youngest, I feel like. Yeah, maybe 14, 15. No younger than 14. Anyway, that's like That's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. And here it is, like, going through a few washes, and she finally, like, let it go. At some point, I don't know, or maybe I found it in a little closet after she left it behind and claimed it. But whatever it is, I have it now. I don't know. I found many reasons not to wear it. Even when I was feeling okay, like, okay, well, maybe I'll just wear a longer shirt. And it was weird. Like, when I started working, it's like, oh, you know, and it was like in style, the 90s style to, you know, wear, I don't know, with a blouse or whatever. I was thinking, oh, maybe it's too Asian. Maybe it's too, like, culturally, you know, deaf, you know. I don't know. I was always, like, I guess, self-conscious. And so this is a good thing for me. This is a very good thing for me. Whatever I'm doing here, very good. Because I think in old jobs and old relationships, that's what they saw. They was just very self-conscious. And some took a lot of advantage over that. And all of it, I was pretty much blind to until forced not to. So, that's what this skirt taught me. The existence of this skirt that probably caused, like, pennies to make. But I still like it. I wouldn't say that there's any dark memories surrounding it. I'd say that just all of those observations, that there's a certain fondness with this skirt. But every time I see it, that's what I remember. Splitting the cost with my sister. And I think it was the first time that she had proposed, maybe the first and last time. Maybe there were a couple times before or after that, but one of the very few times that she asked to split something, like a wearable. And I think she started working early. I mean, this is when most kids, most teenagers, worked at an earlier age. So I think she was able to start affording stuff on her own. And yeah. So there's that. Anyway, are you ready to surrender and forgive certain things? And part of it is your responses, Tina, to all, like, the little nitty gritty stuff. Yeah. You realize a lot of the stuff doesn't matter when you yeah, a lot of stuff doesn't matter in the long run. But I wouldn't change it. Like, it gave me some perspective for sure. So there's that. Okay. And then, so don't stress when there's competition. Like, when there's obvious states of competition, do not stress. Like, when you turn that rock over, you're equally a player. Yes. Okay. Are you ready to surrender? Are you ready to forgive? Of course I am. Of course I am. Because it's kind of like, okay, this is what it sort of reminded me of too, in the element of forgiveness and surrender and all of that, is that like, Tina, are you ready for your new life for real, for real? I'm like, yeah. Okay. So let's just let it go, okay? Let it go. Okay, so you let the stuff drop. So thinking about the other party, whoopsie, 20% battery. So thinking about the other battery, so thinking about the other party is not what this is about. It reminded me of when somebody does a good deed, it almost goes like, it falls on deaf ears when there's no humility behind it. So when you have to like talk about it, you have to publicize it. Look what I did. It's kind of like those reels where somebody does something good and they publicize it. And you know, I'm not saying that all content creators do this, but at least 50% of them, they do it for their, you know, their own ego or whatever. But yeah, they do good and they film it and they get all these hits and likes and whatever. So it's kind of like that, where I was micromanaging forgiveness based on, okay, it's not really forgiveness if I'm waiting for karma to hit. Like, I already know factually, whether or not I have feelings about it, that karma will hit. And it's more factual to say, like, I'm better off moving in my direction, and factually karma will hit. And it, you know, that satisfaction is sweet, bilaterally, you know, from wherever I'm moving, you know, to. So, you know, as far as forgiveness, it's like, I just want to free myself up. I don't want to have that memory so ingrained to reiterate into the next realm or even en route. So, the other part of it is that in forgiving someone, it doesn't guarantee that they're like, oh, okay, well, they forgive me, then I won't do this anymore. You know, people don't learn like that for sure. They do not. So, it's just letting the world like do its thing, you know? So if there's another iteration, it's just going to be on that side, you know? And that's fine. That's fine. I'm ready to move forward. And if there are any losses that I have to cut, that means that they'll take care of it. The crew will take care of it. And so there's that. So I'm ready to surrender. I'm ready to surrender. Okay. Anything else you want to say? And you know, the crazy thing with my sisters that I think most siblings experience is like, who's better? I never was ever. My sisters and I were never in competition with each other as far as like who's better. Never. Like, we all had our like own good things, and I don't think that there was anything that any of us were competing for. You know, we were just happy that we were good at our own things. And so, you know, looking at competition, why can't I, you know, when they say like, oh, it all starts from the home. So it's like, wow, what the fuck? Why have I not been carrying that out? Well, actually I have been, but I think the problem was that I was very self-conscious about what I was bringing to the table. So I guess naturally when people see that, they don't think that you're as good as them. So they treat you kind of beneath. So everybody's shadows comes to play, right? and so now I know I'm freaking good. In fact, to the point where I was getting like backlash through my feed So I know energetically someone's around me like, what kind of a difference can you make as an assistant? Like, come on, like, oh, you know where all the files are? Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you alphabetized everything? Like, there's all of that kind, in the background. And it's very minimal, but you just kind of like wash that out, It's like, I'm not living that life, you are, right? And so now that I know that I'm great at certain things, I can move forward without any stress. This is good. Yes. Yeah, because there are certain things that I admired about my sisters, and I still do. Like, the things that I recognized them for when we were kids, they still got. They did not lose it. In fact, there's a lot more that they're good at. But those things that I recognize, that's easily recognizable, like, they still have it. And I don't know what I was good at when I was, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I was good at when I was a kid. I listened to music a lot. A lot. That's, yeah, I listen to music a lot. I was always busy with my hands. And I don't know. I was by myself a lot. I think maybe I was good at observing other people. I'm really trying to think, what was I good at back in the day? I don't know. I think I was just taking everything in, just observing everything. Yeah, that's what I was. So I don't know if that's something that I was good at. I mean, obviously I must be, because I have decades of notes come to this day that are coming into play. So, yeah. All right. This thing wanted to show itself. Queen of Cups. Yeah, you get into the feels. And Page of Wands. What? Hold on. These also... Okay. The Queen of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So yeah, this is like understudy magic for my understudy to my future self. This is weird. I don't know, like getting nestled into yourself, Tina, before like the big stuff happens. Yeah, I feel like that. It's so weird. So as far as surrendering, like, I don't know. I didn't know where life was going to take me. I didn't know. Whenever I was in my certain spots in life, wherever I lived, wherever I was, I did not foresee what I was going to be, how things were going to be. And when things were difficult, I just... you have to, like, wait it out sometimes, you know. Sometimes you just have to withhold trying to make things happen, or creatively think of how to correct certain things. Sometimes the most correct thing is to let things like phase out, and that's what this is what this is, in order to start something that's better fitting for you. Yeah, for sure. So even in the most violent situations, it was kind of like freeze frame, and then just, you know, in a flip book, sometimes you skip a few pages, or skip like things like fast forward almost, it's not all even paced, maybe just the first few pages, and then there's like a quick flip sometimes in a certain phase of it. It's kind of like that sometimes. Like that part is like so closely wound and binded that it's hard to see all of the things that had happened, which is great. I'm actually happy that those are the least memorable parts. But you know that they exist. You know that there's something there. It's kind of like that. Anyway, so there's that. So surrendering. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta like allow things to phase themselves out. You withhold your energy. Like, you don't even know your magic sometimes, and you're acting a fool, reflecting the same kind of darkness. And even in your chill times, you don't know that you're magic, you know? You've not just habitually held off from it, but most willingly, like, you decided to like opt out of like trying to rectify things, like creatively solve things. And so up above on the topper part of it, on the primary part of it, this is starting something. This is having the passion to feel the feels again, to get out of that numbness. So this is good. This is actually the World card in its statuesque form. Hands free. Usually she's holding batons and she's encircled by vines. So this is a freeze frame of being free. It's the end. And also being lit, or having a lit path. So that's good. All right, so are you ready to surrender? Okay, anything else that you want to say, my divine panel? So thinking about like all of those things, like I didn't even think I was gonna be thinking about those. I didn't think I was gonna be thinking about those things. So rewinding, it helps make whatever I'm dealing with now so much easier. Like holy crap, that to me in those free. Well, number one, to regulate. Those lives are over. They're over. They're done. The second part of this is that, to me, at those times where they were freeze frames, it was kind of like life or death. So definitely, it makes whatever I'm dealing with so much easier now. Yeah. So like I remember in one particular phase of life, the freeze frame of surrender meant, okay, I don't know if I'm going to die or yeah, I just so you close your eyes through that roller coaster, and sometimes literally, and so yeah, you're kind of surprised when the next day rolls by, like, oh, okay. And that's as far as it goes, kind of, you know? It's, anyway, so the concept of surrender is a little different these days. Okay. 10 of Swords. That's, oh my god, that's so freaking crazy. Look at that. That's so freaking crazy. That's crazy. Like, 10 of Swords is the ultimate kill. That's several attempts. And like I said, those days are over. So, holy crud, that's crazy. That's partially what I had pictured. So there's Deliverance. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It's a drop. That's the delivery has been made. This is Deliverance. Whatever special cargo or service, whatever has needed to be delivered and entrusted with a specific carrier, it is done. Um, yeah. Yeah. Bottom. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. You don't need to do anything more. Uh-oh. 10% battery. You don't need to do anything more, Tina. This is, let me just make sure, because sometimes this is a prompt too of engagement needed, like there's more to do. But this to me after that is like you don't need to like accentuate anything more. So 7 of this is the Chariot card in reverse, so it's like something stopped. Okay, they didn't just deliver, they stopped. They like parked. Temperance in reverse. So some things need to be done, but I think there's they're just expecting response, or there's some work that needs to be done, but it's not like it's not life or death. But this is mediation. It's feeling the undercurrents, and then 7 of Wands, and this is ultimately like time, like scheduled, an upper hand. A greeting. I need to blow my nose. You see that? Oh, there's a towel right there. Give me a second. 2 of Wands in reverse. Some things need to be assessed. Give me a second. There we go. Better. Okay, 2 of Wands in reverse. Some things, there's some buttoning up of some stuff. 3 of Wands in reverse for things, but there's like an arrival. Oh, they don't want me to say anymore. Okay, all right. They don't want me to say anymore because whatever has arrived, it's kind of like blocked off, closed curtains. Yeah. All right. I still try to go through the cards anyway to see what was foreboded, but like even it starts to get like numb, moving so into things, like digging. It's like you're just looking at clues of these things, and it's like it could go many different ways, so don't look too far into it, okay? 2 of Wands, things need to be, assessed. But what is obvious? 6 of Swords in reverse. Just chill. It's chill. It's chill time, okay? Seriously. Yeah, don't stress. That's the number one thing here. All right, surrender. Yes, so the answer is yes. Yeah. Okay, final takeaway. What time is it? 44:19. Okay. I've got 10% battery or less. Okay, so what is my divine plan? Well, divine panel. What is your closing statement? That one. That's the truth. That's it, Tina. You took a stab at it, but now you can show up for it, instead of it like being like that, you know, downwards. It's like holding it up. See, I did it. Oh my god, that's crazy. How crazy is that? Look, you see he's laying the blue rose down. So let me just talk in like a story time sense, like hypothetical, okay? So when somebody is acting crazy, sometimes it's just like you two there, and you don't know what's gonna happen, because like you don't know what they're on, and so you put the covers over your head, and you're just like, I don't know what's and look, it's cut. Look how much cleaning I did. Look. Yay. Anyway, that was crazy to see that. Oh, shit. Bottom of the deck. 3 of Wands in reverse. So whatever, this is like Deliverance. You know, the ships are here. It's delivered. Something. I don't know how many times they're gonna say it, but it's delivered. So freeing, yeah. How many times can you say it's delivered? This is the end. This is the world card. The end. It's done. It's done. It's delivered. It's done. You know, I was just reminded of something that I learned I was good at. You know, when you have all that mucus and you blow your nose so heavily, what I learned is that I can blow bubbles through my tear ducts when I'm super congested and stuffy like that, because it started to push again. I was like, what the heck? And it was just reminded. I know what I was good at. I learned certain things like that, weird things like that I was, yeah. Anyway, yeah. It's the end. And delivered. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so to my divine crew, the ones that are really putting in the work and like just doing the very best that you can, what is your takeaway? Okay, you got 2 here, it looks like. Oh, the King of Swords, and then the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. What the frig is that? Well, it's well, this is kind of work related. I think I do have crew that is showing up for me. For ultimate principles and standing for the truth, even if it may jeopardize or make them, you know, at a lesser degree on in their reputation with work. In my previous jobs, and yeah, I feel like the previous jobs. This is what I'm seeing here. So they're actually showing up for me for real. And if somebody talks shiz on me, they don't mind standing up. They don't. It's no longer like undercover. Like these people, these are my telepathic crews. So they'll back me up. Like even if it makes, I wouldn't say that it makes them look bad in their work arena, but it's definitely doesn't give them the one up in the reputation, you know, at least on first, like if it was this or that, would you rather this or that, they would stand up for me. And that's your takeaway, that if you're not doing this for me, if there's no like direct relation, then this is something that's happening for you. Like this is something happening in your own life, you know. Yeah, they're actually standing up out of their chair. Holy crud, what the heck? That's crazy. Like they're still willing to fight because they still have the sword intact, even though the, you know, even if it's like somewhat broken, like they can't lance, I guess. They can't like spear, but they can still sword. Yeah, they can still do that. They can still fight. And they're still king. You know what I mean? So there's that. That's your takeaway. Okay, so what is our takeaway? Oh gosh, I have like probably 3% battery. It's the Emperor in reverse. Holy smokes. Undercover boss crew. What the heck? What's the clarifier for that? The Page of Cups. Oh, definitely undercover boss. This is the biggest boss ever. ever. But this is fondness for sure. Admirer energy. Like it doesn't have to be anything. This is like this is a page. Yeah. So it's harmless. All right. So what is my takeaway? Just my takeaway. Ten of Cups in reverse. I get to have 3. So it's inner happiness. 3 of Swords, though. But, you know, you get to learn how to have the 10 of Cups within, like intrinsic happiness, because you know that there's a lot of this out, like blatantly speaking. But this could mean just like, I'm killing it with the 10 of Cups on the interior. My interior design is wonderful, it's beautiful. 10 of Wands in reverse. I know how to use like all of the magic that's thrown at me so that it's no burden. And you get that through a lot of practice. So that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in light and love, only in and of light and love that are reciprocated equally. And now, I call back all my power, all my energy, all my essence, gifts, strength, from those who cast, generate, bear, I don't know. Give me a second. Let me charge this puppy up. Okay. I don't know. Any variation of stank face, evil eye. Yeah. From them to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit. And Archangel Michael's blue flame for cleansings, for blessings, reformatting and regeneration to love and light energy. And then to be refortified in me, only me, hassle-free, no doubt. Unmarred, with no attachments except for all bonus points included. Thanks so very much. Okay. Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to the appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of rollout in light and love. I close the portals in this reading.